Alright, welcome back to my review of my games from the recent OTB tournament. It's a bit of a break between the round 6 and 7. I was playing some OTB just more, this time no Blitz tournament, but that's such an ordeal. I didn't want to do any chess afterwards for a while, even though I ended up doing anyways, but well, now we're at least back to doing some videos of these. So round 7, I'm playing a really young guy, rated 1700, but his tournament, I was checking his games from earlier tournament or results, and I saw he had beaten a bunch of 1900, so horrible pairing. You're playing young guy who's definitely underrated, but it happens nowadays a lot. They went e4. I go Caro-Kann, c6, d4, d5, and they chopped here. So exchange variation. I think he had one game of this in the database, so I was expecting that maybe he goes there, but it was already old game, so like maybe a few years old, so for a young player, that's a eternity, so it's a completely different player, and I think in that game he played knight c3, which is not a good move. Now he plays the main line, bishop d3, knight c6, hits the pawn, c3, defends it, so we're mainline exchange variation. I go here, they go knight f3, so they are not trying to stop the bishop here, like h3 could be a way to go stop this. It just lets me do it, the pin instantly, which I did not do because I'm stupid. I went queen c7, stopping their play here, but honestly, I just didn't remember how this line goes. Like if I go here and they go here, which is a move you always have to consider when you move the bishop out, especially in the d4, c4-ish openings, or like d4, c3. Whenever this is open and possible, you should think about how am I going to defend this square. This is not ideal. This runs into the bishop moves here. And then you have to just think like, if I go here, oops, this is a pain. Now you probably lose if you take here because you can't stop this. But we have the queen c7, which I did consider, but I didn't just remember like, what happens if they go here? Hang the bishop. Idea is to chop here, but I just can't take here. Like, I go here, they go here. Am I fine? I am fine here, but like even this is coming back here and there's just nothing here. Also, I can go here in some point too, like rook c8, rook b8, and then go queen c8 or c1. I just was not thinking clearly. I played this opening kind of like I regretted all my moves afterwards. Not that there is anything wrong with queen c7 either, but then I denied them pin. White plays h3. And well, I want to develop my light squared bishop. I go g6. We intend to just double the pawns. Play e6, bishop here, and knight here, and then hope that they castle kingside and we get to attack on g file. And this file opens up. Well, they say no, bishop g5, and now this is probably not a good idea because of chop, 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 and my pawn structure is less than ideal. It almost is bad. So we definitely don't want to go in there. I could have played here. That's probably solid, but I was still kind of like wanting to get this set up more. So when the bishop goes here, I jumped knight e4. Hits the bishop. And, well, they chopped it off. I took back. And, well, now I have a lot of pawns on this side of the board. They, on the other hand, have a lot of pawns on this side of the board. 4 versus 2 kind of. This kind of influences this pawn, so it's not clear 4-2. Of course, this also influences the way around, so it's not like 5-3 on this side. But we have a nice pawn in the center. Of course, it's doubled, but it's the knight. Knight jumps back. It's the, well, goes in way of the other knight, so this guy has to come out probably somewhere around here. But it can come out, of course. It has ways out. Well, I wanted to exploit this guy here and the fact that it's kind of blocked here. I should have probably played f5 anyways though first. Then h6. I played h6 first. Which is not bad, but... and then f5. But I was not sure at all what happens if they go here. Let's say I push this. Go here. My pawn here is super weak. Apparently I can just hang it because... why not? But during the game I wasn't sure about this at all. Because, well, mainly I just missed that if they chop here I can take here. And then we have this one and get the pawn back and we are just doing well here. Of course he doesn't even have to take instantly, so it's not so clear like he first can castle and what are we going to do about this? It's still hanging there. Well, computer says it's all fine, but it's not easy to sack a pawn like this during the game without any clear compensation. Of course, this is kind of like blocked out and can try to keep it out of the play, and we have e5s to just like chop in the center completely. Trying to make the bishops go really good. So computer thinks that's great for black, but during the game I did not have a clue what this would have been. Luckily for me, my opponent blundered kind of hard d5. Well, it's not like super blunder in a way that you lose material by force, but if you move pawns forward, you lose squares. And my knight jumps into a really pretty square here, and there is a nice place here for the knight now. So positionally, this is horrible. Well, here I still think my opponent should do something else like castle, and I jump here and then like you defend this, and I have the bishop pair, but my pawns are kind of far away and it's not super, like it's not clear that this is just gonna win the game because it's just a knight in a nice place. Or I don't know, I was thinking like if I go here, I get this check and then I go here and I'm threatening f4s and bishop moves, we hit this guy, so I don't know, here I play somewhere, maybe chop. We have the bishop pair and nice knight and we're doing pretty well in general, but well, anything is better than that my opponent panicked. I think, yeah, he realized after I moved this that he goofed up and let me slide there, and then he panicked, I think, and just reacted too harshly and chopped here. Unnecessary piece sack. There's no reason to do this yet. Well, now I have a piece up. And then they should have done it in this different way. They checked here instantly. They played this really fast this entire game. Definitely missing moves. I thought this is annoying, pinning my knight. I can't free the knight because they just chop it and defend here and my queen is hanging. No good. So I have to probably defend it. This looked annoying, like double pin. I was kind of like hoping that I can like castle here, defend this one. If they castle, I can do this move to defend here, and they can't really play f4s to like try to open lines to their knight because then this hangs with check. Otherwise you could maybe do something like this, but here I just, let's say I can even take, and if you take back I take this with check and there, and well, actually I could just take there too instantly. But yeah, they should do something and then I can defend my queen. And now I'm just threatening to move the knight out of the way, because even though I'm still in a pin, it's also is a discovery, and now both of these are defended, and I can do it. And the queen can't really move out of the way while maintaining attack on the knight. Well, this would have been a lot harder, and I wasn't sure like what's going on here. I thought I'm doing fine and keeping the extra piece, but like it's easy to miss some kind of a move somewhere because of the, well, lots of pins. Instead, they checked me here, which I thought I have a lot of options here. I was thinking there or b5 and then go here just to distract the queen from this guy. And I decided that this is the easiest. I'm gonna let him take here. And then I do the bishop here. Now we're getting all kind of knight checks here. Really annoying. They gave me a check. And then I block here. If they take, they have 2 pawns for a piece, which is not enough at all. And I still have my bishop there and the annoying knight jumps too. And this is kind of like a, well, there's definitely not enough compensation. I think I have a piece and compensation here. So they kept the queens, but then I get to throw in that annoying check here. My opponent can't castle, and now the king is going to be in the center. So I hit the queen. My intention was to, like, if they defend this somehow, well, of course he can't go here because of the forks. So I was thinking here, I'm just going to do check and then snap this off and do something else. But then after this, I realized, oh, I can play this funky move here, rook d8, kind of plundering the fork here, pop. But I can take here, let him take my rook because of the checkmate here. Well, this did not happen, they noticed that. And played c4, defending this. Now they're threatening to fork my thingies. And I just played bishop g7. Now my bishops are perfect. I'm ready to castle. Here my opponent actually resigned. It is hopeless. Computer keeps like -4. I think they could have continued a little bit, but it's hard because I'm even threatening just to snap this off and there's no counterplay at all. If they play there, I can snap this off. Of course, I can also castle to safety too. No reason to get greedy here, but we can. But yeah, castles is probably also good because of the lining up here and get the king into the safety too. So it is justified resigns, but I got all quite easy win. This ended up really fast. Probably the first game to end in this round. Opponent played way too fast. Anyways, thanks for watching and until next time. Ciao ciao.